With all of the beautiful blooms outside, it's the backdrop for the perfect pictures. Today we're inspiring you to get outside and take photos of your kids, your grandkids, even the whole family. Photographer Natalie Felt is here to share her favorite spots to shoot spring photos. Why is this such a popular time of year to do photos?
Well, I think we get really excited about seeing all the green come back and the flowers and things like that, but there's also so many special events happening with seniors, weddings, families. There's just so much fun things to photograph.
And you have some technical tips for us today. But first I want to talk about locations, because this is often a hang-up. It's hard to figure out, gosh, what's the perfect setting? What's a good background, especially when you're not a professional photographer. So what do you like?
So one of my favorite locations is Hidden Valley Park. And what I love to do at this time of year is just look for the green, look for the blossoms, look for all the beautiful life that's coming back. And what's so fun about this location is the mountain is right up alongside the park. So you don't have to go clear up the canyon to get that mountain fill. And there's also lots of pretty flowers you see in the spring and the summer. And so I just love looking for spots that remind me of spring.
Okay, I love that. The next one you say is the International Peace Gardens. Yes. I don't even know where these are.
Yes, so this is not far from downtown. It's a botanical garden, and it runs alongside of the Jordan River. It's kind of, like you said, you don't know where it is. A lot of people don't, and that's why I love it, because it's kind of hidden, and there's not a lot of people there. It's never been busy from all the times that I've shot there, but there's so much to photograph. There's bridges, there's blossoms, there's trees. It's so pretty, and it's never been busy every time I've been there.
It does look very pretty. You've got a good variety of greenery in the background. Okay, the Memory Grove, I love this spot.
Yeah, so Memory Grove is a lot more well-known, and which is why you need to plan ahead, because there's no parking lot there, right? You're parking on the street going up to, yes, and so you have to plan time for that. But there's so much variety there. And there's the ivy wall, the rock, the bridge. There's lots of flowers in the spring and summer. But what I love to do at Memory Grove is just get in close, because you can't really do those wide open shots at Memory Grove because it's usually pretty busy. So I just like to get in close and focus on whatever I'm taking a photo of. But it is so pretty, and you can really photograph there any time of year, and it's going to be pretty. So. Which
is neat, especially for a Utah location, because you've got those kind of brown winter months, but with the pond and those other things. That does look
and
really
the ivy.
Close up. Yeah. Okay, now if you're closer to Orem, you say that Shade Home and Garden Center.
Yes, so greenhouses are so great, especially on a week like this week. We have so much rain, and you're like, where do I go if you need to reschedule your session? You're worried about weather. Going to a greenhouse is perfect, because you're going to get that filtered light from the sun. If it is a sunny day, it's not going to feel sunny inside. It's just going to feel nice, even light. You're not worried about the weather, and all those plants and flowers and everything, you're going to bring so much life to your photos.
And are they usually okay with you coming in, these nurseries?
Yeah, so you really need to call ahead. I think it's important to be respectful of their business and the customers that are shopping there, so I would always call ahead. And Shade Home Garden Center was so great to work with. Ask if there's any fees associated with it. Sometimes greenhouses will charge to shoot there, but there really is so many great options, and I love Shade Home and Garden Center. They're really new. They haven't been there very long, but it is huge, and there are so many options.
Okay, and then Cactus and Tropicals, we know this one pretty well, same type of venue.
Yes, so that's in Draper. Well, they have several locations. These photos were taken at the Draper location, and this is also a wedding venue, so it is gorgeous inside and out, but there are so many great places to shoot. Just have your kids, look at the flowers and the plants, and it's going to feel candid and fun.
Those did turn out cute, kind of wandering around the plants. Now, what about lighting this time of year? How important is it to consider time of day lighting?
Yes, it's huge. So you want to find a pretty location, but I honestly feel like lighting is even more important than your location. You could have a gorgeous location, but if it's not well lit and you've got those lines across your client's face, it's not going to make the photo that you're looking for.
Okay, so we want tips for every kind of light, because I know this is a big struggle for people. If you're not a professional photographer, you don't necessarily know how to do this. So you say the golden hour. Explain that.
Yeah, so golden hour, you may or may not have heard of that. Sometimes it's heard magic hour too. So what that is it's an hour after sunrise and an hour before sunset. And it's just when the sun is low in the sky and you get that really pretty light, those warm hues from the sun, and the light looks really good on the faces and also in the backdrop. And it's so great because with golden hour, you can kind of just move around and do what you want. You're not trying to stay in one specific spot, for that light. Yes, so that's by far my favorite time of day to shoot.
Kind of takes the guesswork out, and it really does have that richness to that. What about open shade?
So
first explain what it is, and then tell me
I know that can be confusing.
Tell me what I do with this.
Yes, so okay, so open shade, that would be my second most ideal lighting situation if I'm outside. What it is it's a big open shaded area, so you want not only to have the client's face in the shade, but the surrounding area. And
so that it's not splotchy. It's
yes,
not gaudy.
exactly.
Okay.
So you're going to have something behind you that's going to help stop that direct light coming through. So it might be a fence or some trees or something like that. But in front of them, open light is going to be filtering in. So one way you can know, is this open shade? Is this not? Look up, and if you can see sky above you, but you're still in the shade and the area around you is that, then you found open shade.
Then you're safe. Okay, what about full sun?
Yes,
this
so
is a tricky one,
full
right?
sun's tricky. Like that's kind of something I usually try and avoid, but you really need to be prepared no matter what the lighting situation is going to be. What I would do here is I would place the sun behind the person's back, so that way they're not looking into the sun, and it just gives bright, the bright sun's going to be across their face, but you're not going to have the lines and things like that. So just remember sun behind them and look to make sure there's no big shadows. And also with these, so sometimes you show up to a shoot and you don't have the golden hour yet, but you have some free time that you want to shoot, which has happened with these photos. And so sometimes just turning the two, if you're shooting a couple, turn them towards each other, and you can actually use their faces to shade each other.
Shade. Or,
just shoot candid shots, because then you're not as worried about the perfect lighting on the face, because it's more about the emotion and, what's going on in the photo.
Great suggestions. Where can we find out more?
Yeah, so NatalieFeltPhotography.com is my website, and you can check out my latest blog post for more lighting tips.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Natalie.
Yes, thank you.